In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred.
This is a heat or AC?
It's supposed to be heat because it was cold in here at first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You sure?
It's at 75.
No, it's coming to heat. Yeah. 75? Okay, then that's good. Oh, good. Okay.
It was very cold in here.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay, then that didn't go some bush. I just hang on to look to it. Any cup you want to look.
So we're very fortunate, to be able to come together and study this great text, the the 70th topic, and the subject matter of the Ornament of Clear Realization. So we're going to recite that 8th chapter, the 8th category. Okay, guys have it, page 42. Okay, the 4 topics of the resultant truth body. First one, nature body. In the context of the nature, the definition of nature body is a final sphere possessing the 2 purities. When divided, there are 2. The nature truth body that is a factor of intrinsic purity, and nature truth body that is a factor of advantageous purity. In boundaries that exist only in the Buddha ground. Enjoyment body. In the context of the along with the complete enjoyment, the definition of enjoyment body is a final form body possessing the 5 certainties. The 5 certainties are certainty of abode, it abides only in the not law akanishta. Certainty of body, it is adorned with the fully manifest and complete signs and complications. Certainty of the retinue, it is surrounded by only bodhisattva superiors. Certainty of doctrine, it teaches only Mahayana Dharma. And the certainty of time, it remains as long as cycle existence is not empty. It is boundaries that it exists only on the Buddha ground. Emanation body, in the context of likewise and other emanation, the definition of emanation body is a final form body by not possessing the 5 certainties. When divided, there are 3, an artisan emanation body, an incarnate emanation body, and a supreme emanation body. It is boundaries that it exists only on the Buddha ground. Exalted wisdom truth body, in the context of the truth body together with activities, the 4 types of perfection. Right. The definition of exalted wisdom to the body is an exalted knower that is the final insight relative to the modes of variety. When divided, there are the 21 divisions of the uncontaminated exalted wisdom of the Buddha ground. Its boundaries are that it exists only on the Buddha ground. The definition of enlightened activities of the exalted wisdom truth body is the extremely positive quality arising from the empowering condition of an exalted wisdom truth body, which is its respective cause. When divided, there are two enlightened activities existing in the objects of the actions, and enlightened activity existing in the agent. An example of the first is the virtue in the continuum of training. An example of the second is the virtue included in the continuum of a Buddha superior. When divided in details, there are 27. Its boundaries are that it exists prior to entering the path through the Buddha ground.
Okay. 아니 다 간지 산지의 주지 보보지 대신도 소마다 차상 단디 꾸도 토야기 치듯 저기로.
So all the doctrine, the 84,000 heave of doctrine that Buddha Geshe Tenley taught, is all to achieve these four bodies of the Buddha.
다 강들 아니 된지 그때 토야기 다 주토라 아니 이식에서도 손은 붙어서 이용 그래서.
And so the two main causes, for achieving these bodies, those are the wisdom, the accumulation of wisdom and accumulation of merit.
아니 샤바 니지 샤지고 셈 아니 파신 동부 시게 냠렐 아니 샤타와 졸라와서 돈소 타마 아니 이 손은 붙어서 나오고 그래.
And so all the practice of generating loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and then the first four perfections, and it's including making prostrations and so forth, are all included in the accumulation of merit.
다나지게 데링가서 다 론조다 돈 조업이거든 저거 참아 연락도 연락도 아니 같이 손은 붙어서 나오고 그래.
And like that, also the offering of the Tara Puja that we're going to do today, which includes the 7 limb prayers and so forth, like making offerings, prostrations, and so forth. These are all included in the accumulation of merit.
된지가 손은 붙어서 야야야 고네 배면서 다른 타투근 제버데 아니 zukkse tokku yore sonon ko.
So when you have completed this accumulation of merit, and then the final result of completing all the accumulation of merit, is the form body of the Buddha.
아니 못아바 또 베셔럽 다음에 또 베셔럽 돈요 또 베셔럽 세 된지 셔럽이 시작한 바 이식 졸랍 그래서.
And all the wisdom realizing emptiness, wisdom realizing selflessness, wisdom realizing impermanence, and so forth. So any part, of realizing, the wisdom, that is the accumulation of wisdom.
아니 대냠살람바데야 선배네 이시죽세 tokku 그래서 이시죽.
And through practicing that, when one has accumulated completed, the accumulation of wisdom, then one achieves the resultant body, the wisdom, truth body.
제자 아니 람탑시니 안 저거 그니에서 송거래서 남지.
So usually we say the two path and the two the two method and wisdoms are the path, and the two results that is achieved through the two path, the method and wisdom are the two bodies of the Buddhas, the form body and the truth body.
다 강들배나 강사되면은 하월 사지를 갖고 아니 딘리기 하월 사지 하월 기치 시바강이 받으라 아니 이시제 걸라그리 디지지다 주지차 강이 받으라 아니 주걸라 그래서.
And so, for example, like when Howard gains enlightenment, so what of the part of the Howard is the mind, it becomes the wisdom truth body, and the part of the body of the Howard becomes the form, body of the Buddha.
Okay, 다들 거기 붙여서 어디지 다 ngôn 다르게 시작인다. 다 ngôn 그것에 넣어서 다반이네 또 ngôn 게더니 대라 라지나다 자주 ngôn 로나 ngôn 니 선사사지 권하려면 되었어.
So the first one, right? Here talking about the nature body. The nature body is the definition of nature body is a final sphere possessing the two purities. The two purities, and when divided, there are two. The nature to the body, that is a factor of instinct purity, and the nature to the body, that is a factor of advantageous purity.
And 그라니제 그라 시샤한테 말하는 ngôn 같아요. 그래서 그라시. 단다 그 니당이는 ngôn 받다 그 저 용서마 아니 ngôn 같다 지금 그래서.
So when we say, usually, we say just two truth bodies, two bodies, there's the truth body and the form body. But when you divide it, actually, there are two form bodies and the two truth bodies. So there comes the nature body as the truth body.
Tende ta ane sanjegi jeji kanji nyumo pawe pawa tela ngodela gre tela ngonya kala gre.
And so when we say talking about the nature body, it is actually the cessation, of having ceased all the obscurations within the continuum of Buddha. That's called the nature truth body.
Tende ta ane teji tela ya rajin da chaji ngonya kasa lawan da chaji ngonya kasa nyong gre. Rajin da sayade kanjar ta ane chudamjo rajin domane ane mataba inda te mataba pawa sakana mode tela rajin da chaji ngonya kasa.
So the nature truth body, that is a factor of intrinsic purity. So like from the beginningless in time, the emptiness, the empty of being existing from its own side. So that's the nature truth body, that's a factor of intrinsic purity. And the nature truth body that is a factor of adventitious purity is like the cessation when you again, after having purified or ceased, all those obscurations and delusions.
Kadra sanje phabe jeje tabe chai se mi nyumo pawe pawa kanga badala ngodela tela ani ngonya kdela gres.
And so anyway, so that's like I said, this is the cessation. Cessation, is a permanent, the permanent part of the Buddha. That's called the nature truth body.
And
then it says the final form body possessing the five certainties. The five certainties, that is the definition of enjoyment body. And so this nature truth body, of course, the regular sentient being can't see, only the Buddhas can see. And the enjoyment body can be only perceived by the Arya beings, like it says here, right? And so we ordinary beings will not be able to see the enjoyment body. And so like it says, in the five certainties, the certainty as abode is that it only abides only in a not law, Akarnishta, so one of the pure land. And so the enjoyment body only resides in there. And so it never comes to the ordinary world, so we're able to perceive them. And then like it says, the certainty of the body is that it is adorned with the fully manifest and complete signs and exemplification. So like the minor major marks and 32 major marks and 80 minor marks that we talk about, that's always there, appearing in their body.
And then they're
talking about the certainty of the retinue is that it's surrounded by only bodhisattva superiors. And so the people who are receiving, beings who are receiving teaching from the enjoyment body is only bodhisattva superiors. And then the certainty of the time, it says, is that it remains as long as cycle existence is not empty. So these two we won't be able to see. So then the final form body, distinguished by not possessing the five certainty, is the definition of emanation body. And then when that is divided, there are three: an artisan emanation body, the incarnate emanation body, and supreme emanation body.
And the
supreme emanation body is like the Buddha Shakyamuni, who came in this world and performed those 12 great deeds. That's that kind of emanation body is called the supreme emanation body.
And Sanjay Chumden the Gubia Wongata, Chodan, Sambadan, Chodan, and Rita, that's
and then this called the incarnate and emanation body is like incarnating as such and such to benefit sentient beings, like it can incarnate as any kind of beings or even like objects, like a tree or a bridge and so forth. So that's called the incarnate emanation body.
ane zo chike se de kansa mise tomo ma re dia ga che de yong yo res.
And then the artisan and emanation body is emanated in especially to subdue like individual beings.
어제 가들 드니나 다 단디 가노도 변에 주대 된 걸 라마 조금 캠보 오다 저뭐지도 전화라다 간지 조금세도 용초고 요레스.
And so then there's like we normally talk about tulkus and rinpoches, so those are under that one, like the incarnate emanation body.
어디 드네나 다 조금세도 아니 다디 오들 내방가다 맨비 가로 저따반다 진행받으면 다도 이시됐다 이시축에 되잖아 다들 가도 이시축에서 이제 막 끌어 담으니 막 죽거다 아니 가로 죽거다 그리고 이시축거다
뭐냐고
뭐 죽거다 죽거다 죽거니 샤인 봐서 내가 네 죽거야 되는데 산지게 두지진 탑냐들랑 말때 대근 되고 또 시작을 했어.
And then is an exalted knower that is final insight relative to the modes and varieties, and that's the definition of the exalted wisdom of the truth body.
어디 다 아니 텔라 아니 산지지 삼메데 되지 가지 산지 두지가 단 침반다 뭐라 뭐더라 요 조간가다 이시죠 그세들.
So that's the wisdom truth body of the Buddha. That's all the realizations within the continuum of the Buddha.
가들 산지 두지지 샴바 니지 샹저 것들도 참아 이시지가 안 되는 거죠.
So all the loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and so forth in the continuum of the Buddha, is the wisdom truth body of the Buddha.
다 나지게 다 산지게 두지지 너무 밤에 밤와 강아 연바들라 모니가 된디도.
And so all the realization, all the insight, within the continuum of the Buddha is the wisdom truth body, and all the cessation, of having ceased, the delusions and obstructions, are the nature truth body of the Buddha.
아니 롱크세다 쭉크세니 되니 아니 죽근한디도 그러고.
So the emanation body and the enjoyment body are the form bodies.
오케이. 대지. 다들 꾸시데 송살 다들 꾸시에서나 공가서나 근이서나 대 전선 말해서.
So those are the four, the resultant four bodies.
간지 뭐다 되지. 다디 오들라 가는도 라제데 가로야. 랑게지 위시지기 다제 샤발라 쉬고 나고에 대시지가 틀리지더니 대라이나 샤와이라 위시는 동보듯이 다 이시지근 틀려서 돼. 이시지근 틀려서 돼. 간지 나라 수지지 연대 강 임바들다 이시지근 틀려. 간지 사지게 필요를 나거래.
And so then it's talking about the activities of the exalted wisdom truth body. The activity. What is the activities of wisdom, exalted wisdom truth body? It is all the good deeds within the continuum of sentient beings and an enlightened being. It's called the activities of the exalted wisdom truth body.
제다까지 이시 주기기 다체 셔발라 때네 제 셔발라 때네 ene ngara su ji ge wa yore sanje ji ge wa yore tene da teniga ishi ji kenteleri ishi ji kanu cha chonobri la gres.
And so empowered by the wisdom through the body of the Buddha, we are able to generate virtuous thought in our mind, or a loving kindness and compassion and so forth in our mind. So that is the activity of the wisdom through the body.
단단 ngara su ji ge we ge chama cha su ji ge ta lo jong che go go sama sam su ji la gando de shi ji ge da je che bar de yong ge yore te sanje ge chonob res ta ko de chena.
So that's what we also call the blessings of the Buddha. So like whatever virtuous thought we have in our mind, like wanting to benefit others or wanting to do practice, for the benefit of others and so forth. So all those virtuous mind, comes in our mind, empowered, by the exalted wisdom truth body of the Buddha. So that is called the activity of the exalted wisdom truth body, and we can also call that the blessing of the Buddha.
다 지다 간다 간지 간도 산지게 줄로 요래 버스네 요래라 가르는 간도 지지 계획 아니 계획 진도고 삼바 계획로 강에 바티 아니 산지게 줄로 그랬어.
And so is there a blessing of the Buddha? Yes, there is. What is the blessing of the Buddha? That's what you can say. The virtuous mind in our continuum, and also like the intention to engage in the virtuous activity in our mind is also the blessings of the Buddha.
Okay, 나라수지 생부지제 레베차카 연바디 이시지근 틀리스.
And so whatever the good side of our mind is the activities of exalted wisdom truth body.
너 샤와 옐라 옆에 신신데 이 샤바 불라든다 샤와 예서야데 다 간주 jel라 그래 샤바 보다데 다 아니 시지가 텔레 jel라데마 가다 코나라 되게로.
And then it says when it divided there to enlightened activity existing in the object of the action, and enlightened activities existing in the agent. So activity, enlightened activity existing in the object of the action is us, the sentient beings. The virtues thought or good activities, good thoughts and so forth in our mind. And then the second is like the virtue included in the continuum of the Buddha superior. So that is the enlightened activity existing in the agent.
안에 다 텔라파 제브라시는 니슈 잡진서 요래 산소 로마치네 산제 세바나다나 이시지긴 이시지게 산제가 살다 디게 아니 전업대 로마치 가다jel라 요래 상도.
And so then it says when divided there are in detail there are 27, and the boundaries is like this is the boundaries of the activities of an exalted wisdom to the body. So not the wisdom to the body, exalted wisdom to the body, but activities of the exalted wisdom to the body. So activities of the exalted wisdom to the body exists, prior to entering the path through the Buddha ground.
아니 저다 텐드시도 저다치 그지 제다치도 시다 시스 자송스.
So that complete the 70 topics. So what are they? 10, 11, 9, 11, 10, 9, 11. Yeah, 8, 13, 4, and 4.
오케이 다 내려라고 하고야 말이 다 제대 땅에서 땜되게 들어가지고 야부 총어래 아니 세바제 아니 다 아니 이시식은 틀래 들어가서 다저 도조다 줘야 돼 간단히 이시식은 틀래.
And so this is not an easy topic, to understand, study, also. But we've been very fortunate, to be able to go through this roughly and gain some knowledge, and of course leave, lots of good imprints in our mind. And today is the 8th, the Tara day. So we're going to do the Tara Puja. So the Tara Puja that we're going to do is the enlightened activity of the exalted wisdom to the body.
제가 슈마 이시식은 틀려서 갈랐나 나나수지 개와 강에 봐 이시식은 틀리려고 그랬어. 내가 이시식은 틀려야 그래 간지 이시식이 실럽 상제가 실럽을 합쳐 그랬어.
So what is enlightened activity of the exalted wisdom to the body? So the whatever virtues, actions that we perform is the enlightened activities of the exalted wisdom to the body, and we can also call that Buddha's blessing.
다 나지가 워낙 쭉그서 가르쳤나 다 간데 소절을 주때 되게 라마타와 두동아도 라마타까지 심지 폐도도 그가 쭉글합쇼 샵쇼 그랬어.
And then what is the emanation body? It's just like, especially when you talk about the incarnate emanation body. So all the gurus, the Rinpoches, Tulkus, Lamas, that come and teach us Dharma, they are the incarnate emanation body.
아니 ngo니까 세대 상지가 지지 뇨모방에 방와들 ngo니까 그랬어.
And the nature truth body, is the cessation within the continuum of the Buddha that has ceased, the delusions and obscurations.
아니 롱그 세대 다 내고 먹구나 대화적 심화도 마음만 배기 주되게 되래서.
So the enjoyment body, is the body of the Buddha that only resides in Akanishta pure land, and is surrounded by and it's possessing the 5 certainties like that.
강들의 다티 도동으로 대화에나 간도 제와담바 강나요 미시베 nen들라 신도 사바시 타외 요베 메도지나 nen들라 신도 사바시 오스 산지 좀 된데가 나다 왜 가자가 세선지 아니 가로 담주고 말해서 지요다.
And so so who is a Buddha and who is not a Buddha, it can be only told by the Buddha. So the ordinary people cannot say who is Buddha and who is not Buddha. And ordinary people cannot say, oh, this is Buddha or this is not Buddha. Even though they appear like ordinary people, but you can't say they are not Buddha just because they appear like ordinary person. And so the Buddha said, only person like I can say, who is Buddha and who is not Buddha. So that's Buddha. Only Buddha can say who is Buddha and who is not Buddha. Others cannot say. So if we say that, that would be like stepping on a on an amber, of the fire covered with the ashes. So when it's covered with the ash in the daytime, especially, you don't see it. You don't see the fire, the amber underneath. When you step on it, then you get burned. So just like that, if you make a judgment about others, being a Buddha or not, then you may fall into the lower realms. And so mainly, is to understand that we should not judge other people.
간지 상제의 샤제의 저와 아니 매점만 남발하니 나라 요레스 송 요레스.
So the emanation of the Buddha, can even exist in the brothels. So don't judge, by their appearance.
제자 아니 내가 제단다 노산다 들렸다니 가서 전에 가서 가고 다제 매봐야 봐.
So even those people who are doing such a low things like brothels or in the like the butchers, can be emanation of Buddha. So just because of their activities or appearance, we should not judge them, saying that they cannot be Buddha.
제다다티 된다단도 된다도 가르서나 수수그 아니 지금 나와 만들어 진짜대 진이 미션 발에 자르지 마치스. 소소 고와나지 마치베 진짜대 진이 미션 발에 자르지 마치스 되다.
So not to judge other people, based on their appearance, especially how they appear to us or how we see them, or because of our own ignorance, we see some people as a good, some people as a bad, and because of our partiality in our mind, we should not judge others.
콘로 들어서는 배나 또반 마와지 또반 돈벌어야 아니 콘로 사와이나 까와만 보고 계산 좀 두고 그래.
So if we say something bad about others or get angry towards others, and others happen to be someone who is a Buddha, of course, yes. And even if someone who is who has a higher realization than we, and then we destroy our merits, accumulated over many eons.
제자야 까와 돈도 써봐야 콘로 지금 좀 마시스. 아니 어머지보다 요래.
진짜 전주 선발하다.
되다. 근데 샹제 선발 많이 봐지 샹제 선발은 좋아해나 까와 돈 써비도 좀 그랬어.
So like if someone were to be a bodhisattva, but we don't know that person is a bodhisattva, and then we get angry towards them, and that will destroy the merits accumulated over 1,000 eons.
제가 당가도 냠내 단데 로조 쳐버나 가래 고고 누스나 간지 가디나야 아니 삼바라 돈아 돼봐. 장보는 뭐 제단다 거기나 가디나 삼바라야 아니 가로 그십스 가로 가로 당가지 그십이 요송도 왔어. 또 내가 그랬어.
그래서
삼바라 줄고 삼바라 그십이 왔어. 또 내가 이러.
And so that's the reason why His Holiness always pay oil bow down to everybody, right? All people, especially, and he also mentioned about all the religions. So he says respect all the religions.
Okay, 된대다 나도도 된대지대 저번에 상발하게 왔다서 럽죠 사요 그래봐요.
So now we have completed this study on the 70 topics, and so hopefully all of us have created some good amount of merits.
마음발라 지나서 오늘 자는 되게 된다 찾아하고 요래봐요.
And have left a very strong imprint on our mind, and so in the future we'll be able to be mastered in these topics.
Yes.
So then is the 32 and 80 excellent signs only in the enjoyment body?
그럼.
예, 제 가서 배지게 주다 숨산지 저러 벤제 숨선지다 배지게 주세요. 디데가란 롱골 모델 말이었어.
시다 요래다이나 나도 통고 말했을까지나 요하는 거는 토토고 말했어. 롱골 요한테다 실로롱 거는 요래서.
So yeah, the emanation body is the obvious one. So the enjoyment body is the obvious one. So it's like exposing all the time. So you see it all the time. So that's one of the certainties. And emanation body do have that too, but we don't see it. It's not exposing. So sentient beings can't see it. Yeah, you have to go to Akarnishta Pure Land.
배차시는 가로서 배는 장보는 보지는 파바시리 등 가도 주바이라는 파바시 사지레스. 얘나 사지가 남바지는 배는 가도 제도 말했어. 다 아니 가라서 나지 미나지 전에 아마서네 제 로종 시도 얘나 가도 단 제도 요래서 얘나. 근데 뒤는 세서 못 사지도 배죠. 요래서 얘나 가도 가도라 따가라 중요한 도고 말했어.
So like His Holiness Dalai Lama, we say he's the emanation of Avalokiteshvara. Of course, he is. He's a Buddha, so because he's emanation of Avalokiteshvara, therefore he's a Buddha. But if he comes in a form of a Buddha, then we won't be able to see him. And if he comes in a form of Avalokiteshvara or Buddha, we won't be able to see him. So that in order for us to be able to see him, he came in ordinary form like a human being, or like regular human beings, born from a mother, and then enter into the monastery, study, and become a scholar, and then start to teach like that. So he appeared in that form. That's why we were able to, see him, and therefore you can't say that he doesn't have those minor, the minor 80 minor marks and the 32 major marks. He has, but we won't be able to see. But there are people with a pure karma, and they can see the many signs of those those signs of the Buddha in his holiness. And so just because we don't see, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have.
Okay? Yes.
So if we can't tell who is and who is not a Buddha, what do we do about dangerous people? Should we just assume that they might be Buddhas? Or if we act towards them and harm them in some way, but they are a Buddha hidden, we kind of need that discrimination to survive. Between who's somebody who's dangerous and somebody who's good based on their actions. How do we?
다 간제 너가 지금 도왔는데 다들 소소고 나와래 마도 아니 미리다가 이제 말했삼잖아. 그 저기 말했어. 얘나 대라 갑대가 있잖아 그랬어. 고로 소소 콘로 마사베 통네. 아니 연바에나 야마나 산지에서 봐라 야마나 녀모고 봐 지대에서 봐라서. 녀모들이나 고니제 녀모 지대에서. 아니 산지에면 너나 다 소소 나와야 돼. 지금 봐요 말했삼네. 간제 소 대나데 소소고 셈 콘로 마사야나 대라 삼수도 정말 제치들었어.
So main thing is for oneself to not have bad thought, right? Whether it's a Buddha or not, doesn't matter. If he's a Buddha, that's very good, But even if he's not Buddha, then you can still think, oh, poor guy, out of, because of the delusions, he's acting in that way. So if you think like that, you don't get angry. So main thing is to protect your mind from not getting angry towards others. So if you do that, that's harmful to yourself. So as long as you don't have that, then that's good. Whether they're Buddha or not doesn't matter.
Okay? Yes.
Is it true to describe the wisdom truth body as the uncommon empowering condition of virtue, like of a virtuous mind? When we talk about the three conditions.
다견시와라 먼저 게 다른 가서 이시초고디 이시초고디 다 가서 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 기죽겠다 계획 계획 그때는 괜찮은 다견시와라
되게 나제 제 쟁에데 다 파트나 가는 이시죠 그래서.
Yeah, so that would be the empowering condition. That empowers us to be able to engage in those the virtuous activities.
가지 니다 야만나 저 가지 되게 가지 다리 보는 거네 연구를.
So either directly or indirectly, it is the wisdom to the body that is empowering, to empowering us, to engage in the virtuous actions.
And in that case, would you also then you would have an immediately preceding condition? And if you have the three conditions, the object condition, the uncommon empowering condition, and then
당어서 게임을 게임 참아 다게 미긴 대만 다게지요. 내 상마 가는 건데 샤버스다. 답변은 가서 게임 더 겨울 주거기 몰라다. 겨울 주버차라 게임 열어다. 게임 숨는다. 다게인데 이시주고 살아.
다 아니 대마다제 세대 다 간지 되게 레범 땅갈로 대마다도 쇼베게 간지 대지지 니바지라 연구를 했어. 미치 세대 간지 유에데 코로 연구를요. 그 유에데. 이해도 여바라 때네 아니 kon 샤와데 용원자 미치 세대 연구를 했어.
So yeah, so important condition, and then the immediate condition. An immediate condition is the anything that's just right instantly before engaging in that action. The thought, yeah. And then the object condition is in the object. And so aiming in the object, and then because of that you want to engage in that action, and that becomes the object condition.
Okay, not like that. Now we will not talk too much. Okay. 그래서 가서 가지 나랑인데 로종 체니 원래 디기타 시티도 실루도 강가 톱터를 때는 가서 뭐면 되면 더 많이 전화도 게 봐서 때는 샤이죠 왔어.
And so I have studied this myself, and received teachings from many lamas, and then so I kind of passed down to you. So you have that the lineage of the teaching received to you, and also you have studied this. You have at least read it through, the whole thing. So therefore, definitely have left so many, strong and positive imprints in your mind.
Okay? Okay, then short mandala?
Okay.
Yes.
We would like to offer it in mandala.
Okay, okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah. Okay,
Would you mind holding? the
Sure,
tray?
yeah, you're going to lead, okay.
okay.
Page 39.
I'll follow you. Get the tray to the land. See the tray is. I see.
Okay, now start Thara Puja. Don't you have book? Yeah, he has book.
Yeah, yeah.
Page 199. Taking refuge. I and all sentient beings as vast as space, from now until we reach the essence of